Hi, everybody. Welcome to this episode of the Tea at MilSpouse Conversations. I'm Grace Romo, and Sybil Jones is somewhere around here. She'll add herself when she wants to. We are, as Sybil likes to say, tardy to the party. We are how many hours late, Sybil? Not quite a day. Sybil pointed out it was only 23 hours. So not too bad, not too shabby.
Hey, but we made it. That's
We
all
did.
that matters.
That's right. That's right.
But why were we tardy to our own party, Grace?
And tell us, Sybil.
Because my flight was canceled.
Airlines, so
Yeah,
unpredictable.
I was ready to go. Like, we were supposed to have left Tuesday, but as I'm doing the last minute packing of my luggage, because Grace,
That's Sybil for you.
I received a text that American Airlines flight, whatever it was canceled. I'm like, all right.
At least you were still home. Like, you didn't make it to the airport, through security, and then found out it was canceled. I feel like maybe ahead of time is a little bit more of a blessing.
Yes. And girl, when they canceled, I was like, all right. I was like, Mom, what are we going to eat? I reverted back to a kid. I was like, Mommy, I'm not leaving.
That's funny.
What are we going to eat? And she was like, I don't know.
She's like, I'm planning for an extra day.
Yeah. Like, go figure it out. I'm like, really? We did end up, we went to Cracker Barrel.
Nice.
And Grace, I went to Cracker Barrel several times while I was home.
Oh.
Because I haven't had it in so long.
Was it good every time? I don't feel like I could eat it more than once in a week. I don't know. I mean, I guess if you haven't had it in a while, it's different.
You know, the last day it wasn't that great.
But so you already got your fix. You didn't need any more.
True. But Grace, what have you been up to? Because I think when you went on vacation?
Yes, I was also traveling. We traveled for about a week. And I say traveled because it wasn't just one location. We went to Albuquerque, New Mexico, which is only 4 hours from here. So we did a 4-hour drive to Albuquerque for my brother-in-law's barber show. We helped out with that. We spent the weekend there, spent 2 days there. And then on Monday, whatever day that was, I don't remember the date. Everything's just blurred together now. That Monday, we flew out to Seattle, Washington, and we spent the night there, did touristy stuff, and then we hit the islands. We went to Whidbey Island, Bainbridge Island. My kids call it Tree Island. We live in the desert, so trees are wonderful to them. So it has been, Whidbey Island has been renamed Tree Island.
Tree Island.
Tree Island. Yeah, we stayed there till Friday, which was 4th of July. We flew back on 4th of July. I was sad because we couldn't get a night flight. I love night flights on 4th of July because you see all the fireworks when you're taking off. But anyways, we flew. We landed in the evening, spent 4th of July with family in Albuquerque, and then drove home Saturday. Had Sunday break, and then Monday we had to take my kids to my sister-in-law's because they had summer vacation planned over there in Odessa. So we went to Carlsbad Caverns, hiked the caverns, and then came back Monday evening. So it was a long travel, but it was great. It was a lot of memories.
Girl, yeah, look, I'm tired for you. And especially you saying hiking?
Yes, we love hiking. We did hiking in Whidbey Island and in Bainbridge. We walked Blowdell Reserve. It was really pretty.
Nice.
Yes.
Well, you know what? So maybe it was good that we did delay by a day.
Yes.
Or we both would have been here like,
yeah.
We're awake.
Right.
So, Grace.
Yes.
Now, before we came live, I asked you if you noticed something. And you said you didn't. So, viewers, do you notice something about me and Grace? Now, think about all of our past episodes and then think about today. What is something that we don't even plan it this way?
Are you talking about our outfits?
Yes.
Okay. I noticed them when we first got on, but I was like, I thought you were talking about like something with the screen or like, I don't know. I was like, what is there? I was like reading all the titles. I'm like, everything's the same.
No, our outfits, because we usually
The
have
red
on
and
black.
white. Yes. We do always have black. Oh my goodness, that's so funny. And I just bought this shirt a couple days ago too.
Great minds think alike.
Right? That is so funny.
Because we don't, folks, we do not plan our
No, we don't.
Wait a minute. We're matching again today.
Again. Yeah, a totally different color and everything. That's funny.
Totally. Because we show up in black.
Yeah.
Why are we always in black?
I don't know. That's just like my comfort color, I guess.
Yeah, and you got your honey roasted?
I do. Look, I got my honey roasted on. We're extra matching today.
Yes, and this was not planned.
No, you want to look. Even our water bottles are the same. Lift up your water bottles. Your water bottle. See? You got the same water.
Yes.
Oh, that is so funny. Across the country, matching with everything.
Hey, look, girl. What's up? Because we're fabulous. That's why. That is why. But you know what? Why eat my nuts? Let's give a shout out to our sponsor, USAA.
All right. Right, we want to say thank you to USAA for sponsoring MilSpouse Conversations and giving us another episode of the tea. Go ahead and click that QR code. Click it. Don't click it. Scan it. I always say click it. Scan the QR code that's on the screen, and it'll take you to USAA's Military Spouse Resource Hub, where they have lots of different resources, links, facts that you can use to help you out in your everyday life during your military journey. So make sure to scan that QR code. Thank you, USAA, for sponsoring MilSpouse Conversations.
Yes, scan that QR code.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what else, Grace?
Yeah.
As we're talking about our sponsors, I got to tell you this. So, I was in Tennessee minding my business, and I had someone come to me. I have it right here. And they were like, here's your little something for MilSpouse Conversations. Buy me a coffee.
What? Wow.
So, look, I was like, oh, no. Then I'm like, wait a minute, Sybil. Wait a minute. This is for MilSpouse Conversations. Buy me a coffee. We have a supporter. They want to support us. Why am I saying, oh, no. I'm like, they're not giving it to me personally. They're giving this to MilSpouse Conversations.
Yes.
So thank you. So I would like to say thank you to Pamela R.
Thank you so much.
I will be going to the bank today and depositing this into MilSpouse Conversations checking account because, hey, yo, you know what? We likes money. Well, because I want to be very clear with people about MilSpouse Conversations. We are a business. I know we look like we just come here and talk and have fun. We do. And I know we make it look easy. We are a fully operating business. Grace, you want to tell the people all that we do?
What all don't we do? I think that list is shorter. Yeah, but no, Sybil does so much. I want to give a big shout out to Sybil because she handles a lot of behind the screens. She's doing the whole production right now as we speak. This is not done for us. All of the slideshows, all the presentation, the logos, all these things, Sybil is working so hard to create and to get posted. Our events that we're planning, all those things are things that happen behind the scenes that aren't seen when we are on the screen. And so being a supporter is something we're very, very thankful for so that we can keep the show going.
Yes, yeah. There is a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes. And I want to say this about Grace. Okay. Grace puts up with all my mess. And I appreciate her because, some of y'all may have noticed we did have more conversation starters last year, last 2 years, and they've left for different reasons. No bad blood. just, hey, life. This year in 2025, I was like, hey guys, look, we've always been a business and a full for-profit. I'm going to say that too. We are a for-profit business. Everybody thinks we're a nonprofit. Even nonprofits need money to operate, but we are a for-profit business. Just making that clear. Okay. But in 2025, I said, look, fear is our theme. And I have to face my fear of saying, hey, this is a business and we have to put things into place. So I told the conversation starters, hey, we're signing a contract this year. We're going to do this. They are 1099s. We're just going to say that, right? They can leave anytime. Well, even if they were W-2, anytime they want. But Grace was like, I'm here for it. I'm here for the full ride. I'm like, girl, you know what? It's wild. It's wild. But she's like, no, I'm here for it. And we are trucking along. We are growing.
Yes.
And there are times that I get frustrated. There are times that there are tears that fall. There are times that F-bombs are dropped. But we show up here because I do think it's important to have real conversations. And just show, like, literally, we show up. I'm like, Grace, we're just going to get on here and talk today. That's what we're going to do. Now, we do have topics, but we don't rehearse what we're going to say. Right. I don't know what Grace is going to say. I don't even know what Grace's 2 cents are on certain topics.
Right.
Like, we don't know. For all you know, we could show up one day and totally disagree.
Yep.
And that's cool. We're bringing different perspectives.
For sure.
Through our life experiences.
That's what makes MilSpouse Conversations so unique, because a lot of places, you know, especially, I'll say this, especially in the military realm, there are tons of nonprofits, and we love our nonprofits. They're great resources for people. But oftentimes when you're going through something, or you're wondering something, or you're wanting to talk to someone about life experience, and you go and ask, you're not going to get the life experience. You're going to get a pamphlet and a link, and then you're off on your own. And so MilSpouse Conversations offers something completely different, and it's a real space where you can talk to someone face to face or on the screen. We're having an in-person event, so come talk to us face to face. But even just, you know, the second and fourth Wednesday of every month, we're on here talking about everyday things, everyday conversations, right? And you don't really get that in the military spouse space, especially if you're new somewhere. And so why not come join us here and have a conversation and listen to our perspectives? You know, we are in different places in our lives, different journeys, different opinions, different everything. And that diversity is unique in the military spouse space. And you can find it here at BT. Yeah.
And as Grace said, we talk about life, military and beyond.
Right.
Why? Because as Grace says, Grace, every time you say, I'm a whole person.
I'm a whole person.
Every time you say that, I'm laughing. I'm like, don't laugh. Don't.
It's funny.
But it's true. We're whole people. We are individual people.
Yeah.
We're more than just a military spouse. I've been doing this for 23 years. And I'm like, yeah, I married my husband who's just so happened to be in the Navy.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I'm Sybil.
Yeah. It doesn't make us up as a whole.
No. And I mean, I'll be honest, I used to hate talking about military life. I did not want to talk about military life. I'm like, yeah, I move. My husband deploys. He comes home. Sometimes when he comes home, he gets on my nerves. Love you, dear. Love you. Love you. And I'm not saying that to be mean to my husband. He knows this, right? Like, when in my home anyway, when we're apart from each other, and I noticed it when the girls were younger, and then he would come home, it just changed the dynamics of the household a little bit.
For sure.
It wasn't anything bad, but I was like, you know what, dude? You're messing You're messing up my rhythm. Like, what are we doing?
For sure.
But I mean, I didn't mind talking about it, but I didn't want to talk about it all day, every day.
Yeah.
I wanted to get to know you as an individual.
Right.
Like, who are you beyond your husband's job?
Mm-hmm.
Or as I told one lady one time, Grace,
Uh-huh.
she introduced herself to me and told me all about her husband. And I was like, excuse me, are you trying to hook me up with your husband? I got one.
No, Sybil.
I did. I was like, I don't care. I was like, I don't.
That is funny.
Hey, but see, look, you wouldn't hear that. You wouldn't hear someone say that in the other military communities, right? Like, I'm gonna say it. I don't mean anything by it.
Right.
It's just like,
yeah. What about you?
like, tell me about yourself. Like, what?
Right. Mm-hmm.
And hey, DC folks, we're having a pop-up event. What day is it, Grace? The 16th. I'm doing it the 16th. And I'm going to give free froyo. But you got to sign up.
Yes.
And I don't have the link to drop it in right here. So what you need to do is go to our Facebook page, or if you're on our Facebook page watching this, scroll down because it's there. Sign up. If you show up and you haven't signed up, you can sit at the table, but I'm not going to pay for your froyo. I'm just saying. Look, I'm being real with y'all today.
Yes.
Okay. Let's go ahead and go to Grace's segment, because Grace, again, while I was in Tennessee, I had someone roll up on me telling me they needed to take a nap. But they wanted to know it was an episode in, I think, last month where you or it was
about the caffeine.
About the caffeine. Yeah. Oh no, what did Grace say again about a nap? And I was like, what? I need to go take a nap. So I'm like, okay, let me know when you wake up from your nap. It was 3 hours later. I was like, see, you didn't do what Grace told you to do.
That's funny. No, it's supposed to be a short nap, a 15, 20-minute nap. Gotta go watch the replay.
Yeah. So see, people are paying attention. They just ain't listening to the full instruction. But okay, we're gonna go ahead and go to Grace's segment.
Okay, you guys, so for today's Dirty Away, I don't have anything to physically show you, but I'm going to tell you something. And you might call me extra for it, but that's okay, because it's okay to be extra sometimes. So as I said earlier, I went traveling and we had several suitcases that we check. Now, think about how many hands touch that suitcase from one location to the next, and how many conveyor belts it rolls on, and all the germs that it's picking up all the way. And then people get to their hotel or they get to their home and they put their luggage on their bed. Just think about how many germs are now on your bed. Okay, first thing, don't ever do that. My second tip is, when you get home, you need to get Clorox wipes and wipe down your suitcases. Wipe it all. Front, back, sides, top, the handle, everything. And then you're going to get Lysol spray. And once you unpack your stuff, you're going to spray the Lysol spray inside of your suitcase and then let it air dry. And then you can put it away. Otherwise, I'm sorry to say, but you are storing hundreds of thousands of germs inside of your closets or wherever you put your suitcases. And you don't want that in your household. So after every travel, make sure to wipe down and spray your suitcases. And that's my throwing away for today.
Grace.
Yes.
I just feel like you attacked me. I feel attacked.
It's okay, you guys. Just go do it.
I mean, I stayed at my mom's, and so yeah, Mom, I did put my suitcase on the bed. I did, and I did not wipe the suitcase. Actually, this go around, I need to throw my suitcase away, because see, what had happened was
I'm listening.
And I don't know when it happened, because there wasn't a hole in my suitcase when I went to Tennessee, nor when I left my mom's house. I went to check my luggage, and the lady told me, "Oh, you need to remove like 2 pounds from your suitcase." And I'm like, I looked at her, I said, I didn't add anything to my luggage. And she's like, "Oh, yeah, no, it's 2 pounds over." I'm like, "No, it's not. It's not." But whatever. I did remove a pair of pants, and we had these. I did add some fans, like
the portable fans,
little portable neck fan thingies. But I was like, that wasn't a pants. So I just put it in Helen's carry-on luggage. But there was a little hole. Well, actually, it wasn't a big hole. It was like a medium-sized hole that was near the handle. So I'm like, did it happen when because it was not there. It wasn't there when I took it out of the car either. So I'm like, okay, Sybil, don't, because I am notorious. I'd be like, oh, I'll just use it one more time.
Yeah, you're going to be walking, pulling it, and the handle just like pops off.
I'm going to throw it away. Well, for Ayla, she did grab my other suitcase when she was leaving for Jordan. We got it out the car at the airport. It's a roller handle. It just...
Oh, no.
So I'm like, oh, shoot. Okay, we'll buy another suitcase in there. But she's like, no, it's fine. So it's just one side of it.
That's funny.
Now, I'm a hot mess. I will admit it. I'm a hot mess.
That's so funny.
But yeah, I'm like, it's time for new luggage for myself.
Black Friday always has, even like when they do, well, yeah, it's Amazon Prime sale thing right now too. But Black Friday always has really good luggage sales at Walmart on their website, not like in their store, but on their website, since they have other merchandisers on there. They can get really good deals.
You said Black Friday, that's after Christmas.
Black Friday starts... No, that's not after Christmas. Black Friday's before Christmas.
Oh, yeah, after Thanksgiving. After Thanksgiving.
That's after Thanksgiving. But, Black Friday starts like a month before. They throw out all kinds of sales before that.
I need luggage now, though.
Oh, well, go to like Marshall's. TJ Maxx.
I'm taking another trip. I'm doing a solo trip.
Ooh, that's fun.
Yeah, dear, you are treating me to her solo trip.
Surprise!
Because he has been extended. We just keep... So I'm like, all right, I need what's up. But anywho, let's do our fear promo.
Okay.
Grace, we may have to, at Fear, October 23rd, here in Washington, D.C., we may have to do the boots on the ground dance.
I'm going to practice.
I learned it while I was in Tennessee.
Did you? Yes. Oh, I'm echoing. Am I echoing on your side too?
Do what?
I'm echoing. Can you hear it?
No.
Okay. It's gone. I muted and unmuted. It's gone.
I'm like, no. I threw up the USAA QR code again. So, folks, scan that QR code and get all the resources that you can, okay? Because USAA is keeping the tea hot. they're also keeping the conversation hot. They keeping MilSpouse Conversations all the way around. Hot, okay? And yo, when you scan that QR code, you are helping them know, or you are letting them know that you are watching and enjoying what we're doing here at MilSpouse Conversations. And they also, folks, while you're watching, go ahead and leave us a comment and let us know how much you enjoy, because you enjoy the tea. Okay, just I'm gonna tell y'all, y'all enjoy coming here listening to us. We sprinkle the happy in your
crappy.
Girl, look, I wore your shirt while I was in Tennessee, but I was also I was sightseeing in DC one day, and I had someone say, "Oh, what? You're sprinkling some happy in your crappy?" It sparked a little discussion.
Yeah.
But they wanted to know what my crappy was. And I'm like, oh.
They wanted the tea.
So I'm just standing there like, well. But it was good times. It was good times.
That's awesome.
All right. I'm going to do my segment real quick. I'm going to kick you off, Grace. I know. Bye, Grace. No. Okay. So stroke talks. 20 to 25% of stroke warriors develop anxiety. All right. So for any family members, friends, caregivers, whomever, if you notice a difference in the person in your life, and I know you may want to try to force them into normal activities, but understand that they are probably most likely dealing with some phobias. Okay, so it could be phobias, generalized anxiety disorder, panic disorder, agoraphobia, and social anxiety. Because you're thinking to yourself, oh, they're fine. They look normal. You do look normal, but there are, I call these your hidden scars when it comes to stroke. I myself, I have accepted that I do now deal with some anxiety. Social anxiety being one, although I know y'all are like, Sybil, you still talk, you still go out, but there's a lot of energy and effort that goes behind the scenes of that. I was there for a while. I would not. I used to be actually in San Diego. I would not leave my house. I was terrified to leave my house. Literally terrified to leave my house. Didn't know why. I didn't understand what was going on. But that is also when my husband and my kids forced me to seek help. So again, I share that because if you have a loved one, be patient with them because there's a lot going on. And the study showed 20 to 25%. However, they do believe it's more than that because people don't know what's going on. And no one really wants to admit that they are dealing with anxiety or panic attacks. I do have panic attacks. But, I now realize, I'm like, oh, what's coming on? Okay. Breathe. Focus. You're good. Unless I get really paranoid, which Grace, remember I was telling you about the coffee, and Coke and tea. It's those 3 drinks. And I don't know why. And they used to not bother me at all. And so now that I'm back in Virginia, where all of this started, I am going to go and ask these doctors if they can do some additional tests to see, because I'm like, I just kind of feel like the stroke and that with the coffee and the tea, there's something that's triggering it. But I'm literally like paranoid.
Yeah.
Beyond paranoid when I drink it. And I would drink coffee and go to sleep.
Yeah.
Before. Now I'm like, But anywho. All right, let's go ahead and close out with the real military spouse team.
Okay.
All right. So, Grace,
Mm-hmm.
PCS season.
Mm-hmm.
We're in the middle of it now.
Right.
But what do you consider when you're moving? Like, what are the top 3 things you're looking for in a new duty station or home when you're about to PCS?
I guess it's twofold, because am I on a big base? Like, am I on a base where I can live on, or am I like somewhere like here where I'm in the community? So I guess that's the first thing, like location. What is my location like? Can I live off base? Can I live on base? First thing. A second thing is probably school districts. I homeschool, but I also look at districts to see if I do want to put my children into the public school system. So look, housing location, school districts, and churches. Those are probably my top 3 that I look at in a
And
community.
what was the
Churches.
church?
A church.
Churches.
Churches.
Okay. I was like, what did you say on
A church.
I thought you said bridges. I don't know why
I love bridges.
I was there thinking like, Grace, oh, okay.
No, a
You want to
church.
be near a
Churches,
bridge?
no.
I'm like, bridge? But
Mhm.
okay, so school, church, and
Housing locations.
housing location.
Mhm.
So you like base housing?
I like both. I guess it kind of just depends. Like in California, living off base just wasn't feasible for us as far as like mortgages and stuff. It was just too expensive at the time. So living on base was the more convenient option. Here in El Paso, I would never live on base. Sorry. Sorry, Fort Bliss families. I live out in the community. There's just I just prefer it. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I feel you. Oh, see,
Yeah.
look, Julie said bridges are important.
You
They
see,
are. I mean, you know.
how else you gonna cross?
But you may also want to avoid a bridge, like
Yeah.
depending on
Maybe.
because there is a bridge, not here in Virginia, but there's a bridge in Maryland,
Mhm.
and I wouldn't want to cross that bridge every day.
Mhm.
Like, but so this was something that came up in conversation about considerations when you're PCSing. And it's something that I don't think about, honestly. I have never thought about it. My husband probably thinks about it more than I do, but locations of the homes of zoning purposes. So we all know what has recently taken place in Texas with the floods and flooding zones with homes.
Mhm.
I have never thought about that ever.
Me neither.
But with that, it made me think about our sponsor USAA with their and I didn't know this, and maybe again because my husband deals with all of this flood insurance that USAA offers flood insurance. Let me share my screen so you guys can see it, because like I said, I admit I am not the person in the household. I just think of the house. Okay, is the house, does it fit my needs? But USAA, you can get an NFIP quote right here, or you can call USAA 1-800-531-8722, because the flood insurance is not an automatic cover or policy with your renter or homeowner's insurance.
You have to add it on.
You've got to add it on. So that is something to think about when you're moving. Again, it's not anything I've thought about myself.
For sure. Yeah, I know there's like earthquake insurance as well, like if you're in California or just on a fault line in general. But yeah, especially flood insurance.
Yeah. So people, with being a military family and moving all the time, find out, check your policies and find out what you are covered for and what you're not. I can't find my cursor. There we go. And natural disasters, they happen. As you said, earthquakes. And in Tennessee, folks, there is a fault line in Tennessee. Did y'all know that? It actually runs right down my mom's house. I knew that since I was a kid, but now that I'm older, I do think about it a little more now.
I was going to say, now you have different reasons to think about.
Yes. And tornadoes, right? Hurricane, like just knowing where you are living.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so true. Especially like if it's a place you've never been before, which happens quite often, you know, in the military lifestyle. You end up places you've never been and you don't really know much about.
And see, folks, that's another great thing about MilSpouse Conversations, because with our events, not our event in October. Now, our event in October is Fear, Face Everything and Rise. Okay. That event is going to be a little different. But for our virtual events, when we have open conversations events, because we will have at least one more. Well, we have three more this year because we're a little tardy on our event. But we will have one that's just open discussion. These are the type of things that you can come in and talk about, right?
Yes.
Like you have a question, ask, because everyone gets to participate in our events. It's not just me and Grace talking at you. You get to talk with us. Now, in October, we will be talking at you for a little bit, and then you will get to join in on the conversation.
Yes.
Just saying. And we're going to do boots on the ground. We're going to have some food.
Some tea.
Some wine. I mean, it is at 6 o'clock. 6. What time is it starting? 6. 6. And I have the location. Should we go ahead and tell them the venue?
If you want to.
It's going to be at Veterans Grow America in Woodbridge. But you will need to register and you will need to pay for your ticket. Okay, just saying, you're going to pay for your ticket. All right, folks, we're out. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sorry for eating these nuts in your ear. I'm hungry. But be sure to like and share this post and join us. I don't have my calendar. The 4th Wednesday of this month. We're back on schedule. All right, have a good day, y'all. Bye. And thank you, USAA. And thank you, Pamela. And hey, y'all, if y'all want to also buy us a coffee, $5. You can do $5. You can do $1. You can do 50 cents. You can do a penny. Buy us a coffee. All right. Thanks, folks.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.